Forbidden, undeniable truths about the true Jesus. The world is changing rapidly. Governments increasingly overpower the rights of the people, while many individuals move through life without ever questioning what they've been taught. In such a climate, where do sincere seekers turn? Too often they turn toward false and imaginary constructs, programmed ideas of gods, deities, and distorted narratives surrounding Jesus and Moses. Many religions rely on deities and angels, while others go even further, placing hope in extraterrestrial beings to deliver humanity. The question remains, save humanity from what, if not its own unchecked ego? New Age belief systems remove God entirely, replacing him with abstract terms such as universal energy. Others, claiming no religious affiliation, speak of Christ consciousness and declare that we are all one, without clearly defining what that unity means. Such ideas are often repeated without understanding, diverting attention from the deeper question of why human beings exist on this planet called Earth in the first place. Only a small number of souls truly understand their purpose. Even fewer possess any real awareness of birth, death, reincarnation, and what lies beyond physical existence. Forbidden, undeniable truth presents the truth about who and what Jesus truly was, what he was genuinely teaching, and why he acted as he did. Jesus and Mary Magdalene are presented as two of the most spiritually advanced souls to have ever walked the earth. Their absence has allowed countless false prophets to emerge, claiming authority while lacking true understanding. Although Jesus stated there would be many greater than him, history has shown otherwise. Instead, humanity created religions from fragments of his teaching, reshaping them into man-made systems of comfort and protection. In doing so, the deeper meaning of his message was lost. Today, approximately 2.6 billion people identify as Christian, 2.4 billion as Muslim, and 1.4 billion as Hindu, together accounting for more than half of the world's population. Beyond these are nearly 2,000 additional religions or belief systems, yet perhaps only 1% of humanity truly understands the nature of existence, including reincarnation and the higher worlds of God. Many spiritual experiences are attributed to angels or divine intervention. In reality, guidance occurs on levels far different from what most people imagine. Human existence was never meant to be permanent. The journey has always been about where the soul is going, not about remaining here, and it is not what most refer to as heaven. Though the astral plane is not explored in detail here, most souls must pass through it after death, often for 5 to 10 Earth years before reincarnation. This subject perhaps should inspire deeper examination, which you can find if you seek. And so the question remains, how does the modern world respond to the truths that Jesus taught? It does not.
Greetings, everyone. Hawksblood here, calling from the big island of Hawaii. All right, we're going to get into what's happening, what we should be watching, what we should care about, what we need to get involved with. Number one, let's start with Mr. Rumpo. All right, I lived in New Jersey for many years. All I heard on the TV every other month was about Trump, what he was doing, what he was lying about, what he said, this, that, and the other thing. All the way to the point when he closed his school down, didn't give his students any money back. And he supposedly had money. Really? What was he doing with it? Where was he? Who was he hanging with? Well, I'm going to start off with the Playboy Club. If you know anything about it, there was a special on it not too long ago about the women of Playboy. You need to find it and listen to it and watch it. These women that worked in the Playboy Club had to do what they were told to do or asked to do. They were prisoners kind of in a way because their families were being threatened. Their family, their children, their friends were all being threatened as well as they were. So once they got in there, they were stuck there. Now, these women told and confessed that. Now, what I want to bring up is when Mr. Rumpo went into the Playboy Club, I guess who his guest was with him, but he was thrown out of the Playboy Club. To be thrown out of a club that's pretty X-rated over and over must be something really seriously wrong. On top of that, Hugh Hefner said, "Look, our friendship's over. I'm sorry I ever put you on the cover of Playboy magazine." All right? He's no longer alive. We can't get him to confess and talk about what really went down. Why this person would be thrown out of the Playboy Club. All right? And the people that went there were all rich people, obviously had to pay and bribe their women to do, or whatever, young girls, whatever words you want to use. And we're not even talking about the Epstein people and group that Trump got involved with. Now, for him to even come as president and say he's not friends with them, never was friends with them, all the bull, all the pictures are out there. They're going to be blocked and trying to cover them up. They put fake pictures out to try to make people not look at the real ones. Now, there's so many things happening at the same time. All right, what Trump's doing, what he's doing to the planet, what he's doing to the gas situation. Now, you're going to see your gas skyrocketing in the next couple of weeks. All right, you're not even going to be able to afford gas. What are we going to do, people? Are you aware of what's happening? Well, you should be. Iran just attacked and bombed the biggest oil production place on the planet. All right. The oil and gas is going to be going up between probably 35% to 150%. What's that going to do to the whole world? What's it going to do to the economy? Trump's idea was to take over the whole oil system on the planet and control everybody. But guess what? They're not all catering to his ego, his programmed ideas. We are in trouble, people. If you're not aware of it, what's going on with his ego and his people. All his people are in trouble. They're all liars. They won't confess. They go into court and they deny it. They plead the Fifth Amendment. I think you have to plead in the Fifth Amendment 3 times that you go to jail for lying in court. All right. What's the sense of having a court if you can't make a person testify? And if you can't testify, what good's bringing them to court even? All right. But there should be a law against that. How many times you can plead the Fifth? Every time? Every question? Lie about everything you hear and say? No, it's not a good system. Our system's been lousy ever since it was created. But it's going to have a major fall. I'll get into that in a second. Our Constitution, people, was created by rich assholes. They didn't like poor people. Poor people weren't allowed to vote. And then again, the other thing they created, which people are pretty stupid because it's still here, is the electoral vote. How could we let that stand? All it means is they want to be able to control the people that stay in government and have the power to try and make sure that the poor people don't get in or the middle class people don't get in. All right? Look at the facts. Look what's happening. Look who controls the planet. People like rich people. Why? Because they have everything they want, and they think by following them, they might get everything they want. No, the reason why everybody's kissing you-know-who's butt is because he's responsible for their salary. Everybody that's under Trump gets paid good money, and they get paid till they die. So most people would not want to give that up. I mean, the starting salary is at $200,000. Are they deserving it? What do they do for that kind of money? While poor people are working to get their salary to pay rent, they're getting their money to buy more houses, to buy submarines, planes, rockets, you name whatever they want to play with or do. All right? Never mind sit in court and pretend you're reading a 500-page document. And then what? Know nothing about it? I'll tell you this. Global warming's real. Trump disagrees with that. Aliens are real. He doesn't agree with that. But he's going to try to expose the files. Let's see what happens with that. He's lying about everything he says. All right. The whole Epstein case His wife is involved greatly. She was brought in by Epstein's co-partner into the United States as a sex model, as a sex worker, is the words that one of his lawyers said. But again, people, what was Trump doing all this time? What was the words he used in the locker rooms? What was the way he acted? Look at the picture of him on Trump's on a cover of Playboy magazine. He was a rich person in his mind, thinking he was the most incredible, cool guy. And for him to hang with Epstein, knowing, and he had to know, you can't be with a person doing things and not know it, especially when you go to a party. People drink, people smoke, people do drugs, people act like fools. When you want to find the truth out, that's the best way. Just listen to what's going on in a party. I used to sit in a restaurant picking up my boss's coffee and a bun and a thing, and all of a sudden, two cops are talking in there about a scandal that's going on in the police department. X-rated movie of killing a policeman's wife, and all the other things that go along with that, and it became an X movie in New York City. You had to pay $1,000 to watch it. I mean, these things are going on when I was young. And people, if you think everything's good and Trump's real or a really good person or anything like that, where do you come from? What do you believe in? Do you believe in a God? I'm sure you don't. If you follow Trump, you can't follow a God. If you believe he's telling the truth, you're living in hell. You must accept that, because everything he says is a lie. I think the only thing he ever said that was really important and true was the first day he was president. He said, I'm going to be a dictator on day one. All right? Not a king. People, get that king idea out of your head, people. He's not a king. He will never be a king. A king runs a country. People like their king. Kings live by rules. Trump lives by his foolish ego. Big difference, people. A dictator can do anything he wants. A king cannot. A king follows his laws to the T. I mean, even Jesus says, whatever the laws are, you have to follow them. If they're unjust, you have to change them. That's a good law, people. If mankind followed that, we could have eliminated the electoral vote. How and why the Constitution was really created. The rights to bear arms. Do you know why that was created? Trump supports guns because he wants all those people that have guns. But what it means is they don't even have a clue. Guns were allowed by people in the old days because people with guns were killing native people and getting paid for it. They got paid for every scalp they brought to the cavalry. Men, women, and children. People, that's why you had a gun. Sure, protection from what? Innocent native people? Let's shoot them all, like what happened at Wounded Knee? Do you know anything about it? Do you know anything about the Trail of Tears? All the things that went on in Native Nation? Nothing was ever taught in school about the truth about Native people. Ever! Including the point that they killed 50 million Native people in a couple hundred years. All right? Not only that, you know, the black people were being persecuted when they brought them in as well. And what happened during those time frames, the black had to stay with the native people when they were killing all the slaves. Then the natives were staying with the black people when they were killing all the native people. And that's why there's so many mixed tribal native people. But then on top of all that, things like Wounded Knee and what went on in there, when they attacked Wounded Knee, there was only women and children there. They killed them all. Raped a lot of the women. Some of them lived. You know, and people, you want to hear part of a story, or you want to hear the whole story? Do you want to know the truth behind it? All right? Now, I'm not saying any religion is more spiritual than another, because most of them are not spiritual. Religious and spiritual, both are man-made words. I'm using that word because people think spiritual is more important than religion now. But religion follows a programmed idea which changed. It wasn't created by Jesus, which people assume it was. Jesus didn't teach he was here to protect them from their sins. All right. Now, I put it on a piece of paper and I probably won't be able to find the paper. Hold on. Basically, all the places. Let me just see if this is it. Oh man, no, I'm sorry. I've been going through so much stuff the past couple of days. Been having power failures for the past week, trying to get things together and stuff. Well, in the Bible, in Revelations, and it's a real short chapter. All right, John wrote it. John talks about what sins cannot be forgiven. Every Christian, which is 2.6 billion people, should read it 3 times over, and maybe they'll get the idea of what they really shouldn't be doing versus what they should be doing. All right, sins is a man-made word as well, but what we are supposed to be doing in our lives and why we are really here. Trump talked about bringing religion back into politics. What does he know about religion? Nothing. He probably can't even say the Lord's Prayer, never mind understanding it. I would challenge him today. But again, these people in power, if you give the order to kill countries and people that you don't even know for what reason, somebody else said they need to kill them. I want to make friends with those people, so if I kill them, they might like me better. Whatever the reasons Trump does anything for is pathetic. Killing is against all spiritual laws, no matter what path you think you're following. All right? Now, when Trump gives the order with Israel, and they're talking about Iran, and they're talking about Greenland now and everything else, even Putin is involved with what's going on. Putin told Trump, if you take Greenland, you will see a nuclear war. It may destroy the planet. People, things like that should open your eyes, your ears, everything about what you do, and become aware of the dangers and what we're going into. The oil prices are going to be dangerous, which slowly means everything is going to skyrocket. Power is going to be turned off. All those kind of things are going to happen soon, and sooner than you think. Now, this comet crashed into the planet a couple of days ago. Was anybody told it was going to hit anywhere? I mean, it blew up, and comets usually blow up when they go into the atmosphere change, not when they're coming into the level of planet Earth. All right, but it blew into a bunch of pieces that hit everywhere. But the radiation from that is there. What's happening with the sun right now, the radiation is bombarding the planet. All these things are happening at the same time. So you ever hear the word end time? Well, we are in it. I don't know if it can be stopped. Probably cannot. Mankind has not moved forward in 100,000 years, people. We're moving backwards. More inventions and more toys and things doesn't make us better people. I mean, if you watch the Jetsons, were they killing each other and they doing all bad things even in the cartoon? We're doing it to each other. All right. The war in Vietnam was the biggest lie, and I could tell you a story about that. A horrible story that's real. My ex-girlfriend was on the front line there, washing bodies of children while we were shooting 14-year-old kids on the other side. What kind of war is that, people? What did it accomplish? I can tell you a couple of good things that happened, but you don't want the truth. You want lies. The same year my ex-girlfriend went back to Vietnam, they put out a movie with Sylvester, and he went back to Vietnam and they rescued these prisoners. Well, there were prisoners there in 1994. For real. Not 2, 3, a couple hundred. But you see, you don't want to know about war because they never tell you how many people die. All right. Drones are taking over, but we have a nice drone destroying machine. We have the most incredible weapons, which they're not using for very many things right now. All right. I can go into detail about one weapon that they could shoot at a city and put it unconscious for 24 hours without killing one person. Do they use it? No. Are they using laser weapons? Yes. They can cut a car in half with the person inside it cut in half. People, we outlawed chemical weapons worldwide, but you're in war. Who's going to stop you from doing it? People, we're riding a wave, all right? Going up and down, but it's getting bigger and bigger. And sooner or later, it's going to be so big, it's going to crash into our planet. To believe the Bible, we're never going to be destroyed by water. But we'll be destroyed by water. Because even an earthquake, a volcano, a fire, usually makes something happen where we do have a flood and things happen. Water is what's going to take a lot of things out, which it always does. I mean, a mountain gets destroyed and rivers get destroyed and all these things, but we're in the middle of more than that. Nuclear power. When people say a nuclear bomb, do you know there's different kind of powerful bombs that they don't mention? A proton bomb, neutron bomb, electron bomb. Do you know what they are? Do you know the difference between them? Ask everyone in Congress. I bet they have zero clue. Ask them what's causing global warming. They have zero clue. What do you think? Who do you think's controlling what we're doing? One fool that knows nothing about anything? His father ran from the war. And who's his co-partner now? Musk. Now, Musk is another person that left his country not to go to war. And we're going to let them control our country in the middle of a major war happening. People, when are you going to get a pair of balls if you're a guy? When are you going to get a courage if you're a woman to stand up for who and what we are? Middle-class poor people. I'm not talking about rich assholes. 99.9% of all rich people are problemized. I live with two different millionaire families. One was a billionaire family. All right. And the problems and what they do is so pathetic. What they fight over, what they don't do, what they won't spend money on. It's pathetic. Now, I'm talking about one of the richest persons in Seattle. All right. And, rich people don't think normal. They don't have to. They don't have to think about bills or problems like that. Well, if they want to go to a doctor, they can go to any doctor they want, get anything they want done. Now, people get pulled into that. Even Michael Jackson, he was abused all his childhood. And then who did he meet? Mr. Epstein. I'm not even going into all those stories. If you talk to these people, I had a friend that was good friends with Michael Jackson. I had friends with Prince and what he went through. All these people, what they're going through. I mean, yeah, they're rich. What do they do? What happens to them? Who makes the things bad happen to them? Taylor Swift, I think, is the most important woman on the planet right now. But listen to her songs. Listen to what happened to her life, where she is. I mean, hopefully she's with a rich football player that's really going to be good to her. Men aren't in general. Most men have no clue how to treat a woman. In the beginning, they do. But when you're not together for months at a time, men become ignorant. People, I worked with a medicine woman for 28 years. And she did conferences, workshops, and worked with seminars and things like that. But when she did a workshop, whether there was 25 people or 100 people, Mr. Trump, the first thing she would ask all the people in the class or workshop, they were both, be honest, tell the truth, raise your hand if you were ever sexually abused. Every class I went to, and I was with her for 28 years. Every single person in every single class raised their hand. That should be really scary. I put a book out because of that. If you heard the beginning of the book that I'm putting out, Forbidden Undeniable Truth about the True Jesus. But I put a book out right before that. All right. For women only, based on what women should do to protect themselves against men's ego. It's not just a man, it's their ego. But people, Trump probably has one of the biggest egos on the planet right now, thinking he has the power to do anything he wants. But would you want him to push the button and say, well, we're going to blow up Russia? He has the power. People, you got to decide what you want to happen to this world soon, now, and get involved with every single thing that's happening. I say, well, let them go protest. Maybe it'll help. No. Every single person should be voting that Trump is going to allow. If you have a driver's license and proof of ID and all that, they can't stop you from voting. But I mean, all the scenarios, if you don't have that, I mean, you shouldn't be voting anyway. The Democrats are fighting for that. But I feel you have the right paperwork, which you should have. You should be able to vote. Stopping women. Well, they're trying to stop people that, see, you know, women get married and have a different name. Now prove who you really are from your first marriage, blah, blah. It's just a game Trump's playing. He's against just about everything. He's not friends with the black people. He's not friends with Native people. Even though before he retired from presidency the first time, he had a Native stand up there. Oh, Native people love us. I mean, to him. And no, they don't love him. No Native people love Trump. Trump is evil, people. The Native people are creating their own White House. For real. They want to bring their own laws into life. Now, I can go into those stories, but it take too much time. What happened at, I'm not going to say it because I was involved with people involved with that. But we marched on the UN for Leonard Peltier, who was framed over and over, put in jail for 47 years. When Biden left, he let him out of the jail. 47 years in jail for fake charges, framed for killing 2 FBI agents on native land, which government should have never been and were not allowed on. See, that's the stories you don't want to hear or don't hear or will never hear. It wasn't the Native people scalping everybody because the white man was doing it because they got good money for a scalp. To kill a little baby to get, what, $25 or whatever it was be valued at today? People were becoming sick people. Now, if people aren't watching every single detail about the Epstein file, every single person that's involved, I don't care if Clinton's involved or whoever's involved, Gates, I mean, coming out and saying he was sorry. I mean, all these people involved. What about Musk? Musk is no better than any other one. Musk was at a few parties. But these parties, like I said, look at the people. If you can get pictures and see who's in the background, who's being blocked out, and all those kind of things. But look at the high people involved with what's going down with that. What happened. And it's the most glorious, sick, pathetic thing you would ever hear if you know the total truth. All right. I mean, I have to cross a couple things together. Do you know what the New World Order is, even? The Bushes were both in it, just so you know. They did ceremony, girl on a table, skull in her hand, the whole thing. It was put online for about 2 hours. Person was up in the higher part of that building and filmed a short segment of it. All right. And this was before they had AI, people, way before. And basically, a few famous people went there, trying to snag all the rich people, famous people going inside and everything else. And they have their meetings twice a year. And there is a building of the home base of the New World Order in the Ozarks. Now, a person who's been pretty persecuted for a while now, Jesse Ventura, he had a TV show for 2.5 years. He exposed everything, people. He exposed the truth about things, about the HARP system, FEMA camps, New World Order, things like that. But you don't have to believe me. He exposed underground cities. Do you know how many underground cities are in the United States? And there's roughly about 10,000 in each one of them. And Musk is talking about a super fast subway and things. And well, look, you're pretty far behind because the government doesn't release anything for 25 to 50 years after the fact, except they were supposed to release this year or the end of last year the spaceship that they built. Oh, it cost $44 billion. All right, it was being built during Biden's time. All right, might have started with Trump, but Biden was president the whole time that was being built. All right, I don't even know if he knew it was being built. He was involved with helping give money to the native nations. He was involved with good things. And I mean, all the things they try to push on people about sniffing a person's head and old people do a lot of dopey things. I'm old. I'm getting weird little by little. You know, you get old, you're not 100% aware like you were when you were young. Things that appeal to you, that make you happy, don't appeal to you anymore. My person I take care of is very unsatisfied with me because I'm not smiling. I was never a smiling person. I came from abusive childhood. Every which way. I got a case against the Boy Scouts going on for years. I mean, it's been a horrible life for me. All right. And now it's to a point where I'm 73. How many more years am I going to go? I mean, Chuck Norris just died. A couple of famous musicians died in the past couple of weeks. You know, we're in a place where people need to wake up. And what happens to people when drugs get involved and things like that. But 9/11 was a change. Mr. Bush changed the law on the militia. Jefferson brought it out that people without controlled normal government should be able to form a militia to take the people that are wrong out. That was good then because they didn't have high-tech weapons. If we tried to take Bush out or Trump, guess what? The weapons would be there that we wouldn't be able to overpower. But a militia was the right to take a sick government out of power. And it is us. We're the government, not them. They're not supposed to control us and what we do. Are you aware of freedom, what freedom means and what it should mean and why it doesn't mean that? Well, the Constitution was stolen. Half of it was stolen, or even more than that was stolen from the native people. Seriously. And they were outlawed from being citizens. They were considered government property for the longest time. They couldn't have public utilities. I mean, I was on a reservation for a while. I went to a couple of reservations. They have plastic bags over the windows and things like that in the freezing weather. And they don't get help. You know, if they're off the reservation, they can be a normal person, meaning getting a normal job and work and all that. On the reservation, they don't get help. The government put them on reservations to kill them. They were hoping they would all die. They didn't want to keep Native people, and they still do not do anything for the Native people. Biden was the only one, people. And if you pull up a speech that Biden gave the last week of his presidency, he spoke over a half hour about what we did to the Native people. And it's 100% real, people. You're not making up a story. But people, we have laws in the United States, but they're not for certain people. They're not for the rich. They're not for Mr. Rumpo. And they should be. We are all people, aren't we? Or are we not? Is Trump a real person? I don't know. It could be an alien. The way he acts, the way he thinks. He doesn't think like a human. Doesn't care about humans. Doesn't know much about planet Earth, really. I bet I can tell you straight out, he does not know what's causing global warming. He does not. He doesn't know what HARP system means. He doesn't know what chemtrails really are. Never mind orbs with all government saying which was all they can say, is orbs. Right? I was the first person with another person, I won't say his name, but we did UFO work from 96. We went public in New York City at 97. This exposing orbs, and he actually copyrighted the word orbs. Not that he could do anything with that, but he did. We filmed orbs wherever we went, and we used to take people out at night to film them as well. All right, they're everywhere, they're everything. They're not just one thing. I'm not even gonna. I won't show any pictures publicly anymore because he copyrighted everything we did, and then he sold out to the government. I mean, like, let's look at this picture real fast if I can get it in there. All right, that mural is in Denver Airport. Denver Airport is the home base of the New World Order Air Force. All right, I'm not lying about that. There's an underground base underneath it. There's an underground city under it as well. People, you don't know much of what's really going on. Why would they build so many underground cities? Because they're ready for a nuclear war. They have hydroponics farming. It wasn't for you and me. It's for underground. All right? They have... I don't want to tell you all the things. I could tell you so much stuff, but you're not going to believe any anyway. So I just filmed an incredible UFO over Hawaii 2 weeks ago. Still trying to get Channel 4 to put it up. They said they would. But a few times I called them, we lost, we found it, it's really cool. Give us a call. Maybe you need to send it back in. I said, how? If you looked at it, why would I have to send it back in? But people, I filmed UFOs all my life. I was next to one, I was next to aliens and all that, but that's something different. Here in Hawaii, there's so many weird things flying over us. Not drones. All right? Drones are one thing. Drones can't do certain things. All right? But what I filmed was incredible. No drone, no ship, no comet, no meteorite could do what I did, what I filmed. All right? And Channel 4 has it. I sent it to them. All right? Maybe I'll put it up. I'm waiting for them to tell me they're not going to put it up, and then I'll put it up on TV or internet. But, you know, the government knows what's going on. Trump does not. That's why he wants explosive pilots, because he wants to find out what's going on, and he thinks they're going to tell him. Okay, the word you need to know that is a real word, it's called MJ12. Truman was the first, then Eisenhower said, well, we need to block the people from learning what we're doing when they started working with aliens, all right, when they created these horrible weapons, and what was going on during that time frame. When I was born, 1952, fleets of UFOs went over the White House twice in a week, and MJ12 was created. They're not going to know the truth. And I'm going to go into one detail. I lost 16 of my friends taken out. 2 whole families. 1 person still in jail, and 1 person still in the nut house. My good friend, who was the top psychic worldwide, top speaker for the United States, I should say, anyway. Well, he died recently, last December, but he was in jail. They arrested him with 150 false charges. You know what a sovereign citizen is? Well, he was teaching people how to become a sovereign citizen. The bad part about it, when you go to court, you can't speak in court, and you can't have a lawyer. All right? So when he was in court, when they arrested him, he wasn't allowed to say a word. And they put him in jail for a couple of years, and they were trying to kill him in jail. All right? The details. He did a show from jail. And he explained some things. They tortured him. They were doing all kinds of blind him, and because they didn't want him to write letters to get out of jail. But in the interim, his wife was put in jail for a short time. They let her out because he was deathly sick to begin with. And she's becoming famous on his name and stuff like that. But again, the problem is people with truth don't get to go too far. I don't know why I'm alive. I thought they would take me out 100 years, 100, I'm a different lifetime, but I'm saying a long time ago. And my ex-partner that I did all my UFO stuff with, he's sold out to the government. Made a lot of money, had a nice house now, nice cars. He was supposed to be dying. And he does a show every 6 or 8, 9 months, and he claims he's Jesus' disciple now. Not a star being or anything like that. I want to tell you his name. Check it out. Pull it up. Sergeant 18. He claimed to be the captain of a ship, the 18th captain of a spaceship. All right? We did film more UFOs, entities, creatures than anybody else in the United States from 96 to 2002. And we showed all these pictures on TV. I don't know if you've ever heard of Carrie Cassidy's show. We did a show on there for 9 months. Every week we showed 5 pictures of new UFOs that we shot. We weren't fake. We weren't using trick photography, trick cameras, AI, or nothing. Period, people. We were the realest it was in the UFO world until him and me fought and he sold out to the government. Well, people, I could go on about the truth, but we want to get back to the Epstein files. How all this relates to that. Everybody's being pulled into different I can't think of the right word, ventures or something, but different ideas of what they should be involved with. Saving the planet. Not going to do that. Not as long as Trump won't come out and tell the world what's causing global warming. Now, Putin says he wants global warming. He wants a warm country so he can grow longer and things. He cares about his country and his people only. Not Trump, not Trump's people. So when we talk about Epstein controlling all the most powerful people on the planet sexually, that should make your ears perk up, your eyes wide open, and make you really think about what life's about. To be controlled by the sickest people in the universe, not just planet Earth. Aliens aren't as bad as what these people do. I mean, getting back to the New World Order, what they do and what they want to do, what's going to happen based on their ideas. Like I said, the underground cities, when the Earth gets blown apart, they're cloning aliens to come up and rebuild the planet, fix everything while it's radioactive, while they live underground. That's only small parts of it, people. But can you deal with truth? I'm sure not. All right, people. I'm going to put this everywhere I can. If you actually get to see this, I'm asking you to wake up, people. What Epstein was involved with and the people involved with him were involved with is the most disgusting, disgraceful, sickening things you ever heard. But so is the New World Order. And the New World Order has been around a real long time. So did they actually come close together? I can't tell you that. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they do very much similar things that are bad. All right? But when it comes to children, and all the things that happen to a child is despicable. And anybody that thinks Trump is okay and allowed to do that should be in jail with him, not supporting him. Or you support him in jail when you're in jail with him. All his people right now, even the Republicans realize they're on a dangerous place. They're sure afraid to lose their salaries. Going against Trump, he fires everybody he can that doesn't like him. He was at a meeting, and he goes, if you don't agree with this, leave. Just like that. He wants everybody to be his, I'm not going to say the word, but he wants them to be there for him, nobody else. So people, pull up the facts. Look at the facts. Read the files. You can pull up files. Type Epstein files and get into them. Read some of them. Make sure there's a lot blocked out, especially pictures and videos. They're not going to show any videos publicly, probably now. But here's the last thing I'll tell you. England subpoenaed the Epstein files from the United States. And what's her face? I'm not going to say her name. If she doesn't hand over the whole file, She's in contempt of court, and she could be under universal law, criminal law, which should be a good thing because she's lying about everything. All these people that testify when they're brought up on court, oh, I plead the fifth. How many times can you plead the fifth? Just say you're a freaking liar, you don't want to tell the truth, and then put them in jail. But here's the thing, that's another idea. A couple things they should do to a person like that. You know, waterboarding. They put a mask over your face, it's cloth, and they pour water on it so you can't breathe. All right, they kind of outlawed that. But you know, truth serum. There's 3 different kinds of truth serum. There's a lie detector test. All right, which they should give the person a lie detector first, see how bad they are. Then give them truth serum. And then have a panel of at least 6 or 8 psychics. And supposedly the best that are here on the planet in the United States. And let them analyze this person. And then come up with an idea. Then it goes to a real court with all those findings. Nobody's going to pass all them that are lying. Promise. Some people can break a lie detector test. Some people, truth serum doesn't work, but there's 3 different kinds. Make a person tell the truth. Oh, we have freedom. We can't protect our house, but you can't make us tell the truth. Does that sound right, people? I'm a rebel. I'm hardcore. I wish I wasn't on a spiritual path that I'm trying to stay on and work at. All right. I don't say I'm spiritual because I'm still on planet Earth, which is hell. When I leave, I will not come back, and I will be working at a higher level. You can't work at a higher level in hell. Most people are under the control of Satan, and Satan is a real entity, the same as angels are, deities are, but how many are physically working in this physical world right now? Everybody works with Michael. Muhammad worked with Gabriel, created his laws. Really, if you read the Talmud and the laws, they contradict each other every 3rd sentence. And angels don't have to do that. Angels don't have to lie. Good people don't have to lie. You know, there's something called the white lie. And if it's a protection to save a person, it's a little bit different than when you're lying to save your own skin from being called a liar and doing something bad. All right, people. I know you're bored. You don't like the truth. You want to listen to stories and great happiness stories and all that doesn't exist. But in the next coming weeks and months, you're going to be sorry. You're not doing anything to stop this all from happening. Trump got the ball rolling. It's going down the alley. How many pins it's going to hit is who knows, but it's going to hit many of them. It's not a gutter ball. It's going directly towards the center. And what falls is because of him and his relationship with Musk and what he did with his life, who he associated with, where his brain is, where his consciousness is, and the lack of faith he doesn't have. Well, people, peace, love, compassion, whatever you want in your life, don't stop. Don't think you're going to get it, because it's not going to happen. Not now. We're on a downhill cycle. We have been for a long time. Mankind only makes things that makes the earth dangerous. Plastic is killing more people on the planet than anything else. Chemtrails are destroying people. I mean, all these little things that people don't talk about are real problems. Well, you heard it here first, or second, or last, however, if you even listen. If you made it this far, congratulations. Send this to everybody you know and don't know. Put it out there, because Trump needs to have his story told the right way of who he is and what he is, where he came from. His great-great-grandfather was a psychic and wrote a book and called him. He said he was going to be a king, but he's a dictator, not a king. Remember that. Till next time. Tommy Hawksblood here. Hawksblood1AOL.com. Text me, write me. If you want the truth, want to learn about the truth, the real truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, please Call me, text me, write me, whatever. If you don't like anything I say, sorry, I can't deal with you because I don't can deal with the truth. Till next time.